At ASEAN Forum on Sustainable Peace and Development in Africa. House of Representative Committee directs agency to furnish it with details of mode of payment in petroleum products by marketers. CBN governor challenges stakeholders in banking sector to make impact on rural communities. Hello and welcome to Channel 12 News, brought to you live on Nta Abeokuta. My name is Adeokuta. President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after a highly successful outing at the inaugural meeting of the ASEAN Forum in Egypt on Sustainable Peace and Development in Africa. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the president was accompanied to the forum by the governors of Adamawa, Edo, and Yobe states, on hand to receive him at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, where the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, Permanent Secretary to the State House, Jalal Arabi, Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji, and other senior government officials. The Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, described the second visit by the Nigerian leader to the Arab Republic of Egypt as a worthwhile undertaking.
Quite worthwhile. What was the purpose of the trip? It was to look at the nexus between peace, security, and development in Africa. In fact, the theme of the summit was the Africa we want. Some African leaders came together to paint a picture of the continent as they will want it by 2063, which is an African Union target. And one of the things they've said is that the guns must stop booming. Africa must stop fighting, whether inter or intra-country. The guns must stop booming. And when the guns stop booming, there must be rebuilding of destroyed infrastructure. Everything that had been devastated must be rebuilt. Africa must be rebuilt. And then there must be integration. Roads must be built, rail lines must be built between the countries. In fact, Nigeria is kicking off the process by granting visa at point of entry from January 2020. So there's the need for Africa to integrate, and that was the purpose of the summit, and it was well achieved. You will see that apart from the main keynote deliveries, there were different panels on different topics. One that was very instructive was the role of women in peace building in Africa. I think it is very significant. It's a trip that's been worth the while.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Prime Minister Boris Johnson on his resounding election victory in the United Kingdom general election. Lydia Odiche Ochi.
In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President said Britain has been a reliable and historically unique ally of Nigeria and has particularly supported this administration's efforts at improving security and recovering stolen assets held in the UK. President Buhari looks forward to continue working with the Prime Minister to forge a stronger Nigeria-UK relationship, especially in the area of trade and economic partnerships, which greatly benefits the citizens of both countries.
And moving on to legislative matters, the House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Downstream has directed the Petroleum Equalization Fund to furnish it with details of the mode of payment in respect of petroleum products by marketers to enable it to determine that government is not being shortchanged. The chairman of the committee, Abdullahi Mahmood, gave the directive at an investigative hearing on discriminatory pricing of petroleum products. National Assembly correspondent Vivian reports.
The independent Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, had sought the intervention of the House of Representatives in a lingering issue, alleged discrimination by PPMC and its sister agencies, thereby leading to higher costs of procuring premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, by them.
Nobody is disputing the price. The issue is that these people are giving the products at the rate of 125. I think all you need to do is to concentrate on the 7 naira 63 kobo difference between the two.
The Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency and PPMC registered surprise at the claims of IPMAN, citing statutory provisions that guide their dealings with petroleum marketers in the country.
The price of PMS and that of freight is not static. This is a price that is depending on what the market is doing in any particular day, while the other associated costs are as approved by the government. PPMC, or indeed the body NMPC, does not and will not discriminate in whatever it does, including pricing.
And I believe today's meeting has started another trajectory of developing members of our association, IPMAN, a situation where we will now begin to get our product without necessarily going to the third party.
The committee appealed for calm among the agencies and stakeholders and resolved to reconvene at another date to rub minds on the best strategies to handle matters arising. From the National Assembly, Vivian Itekbefo, NTA.
In talking culture, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has again assured the international community that the federal government is working to improve on the state of infrastructure, just as it is in the process of collaborating with Cameroon in jointly owning cultural heritage sites in Africa. He stated this on the sideline of the ongoing UNWTO UNESCO conference holding in Tokyo, Japan. Anthony Forson reports.
Delegates at this conference are ministers and top officials of tourism and culture from across the world. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed announced that Nigeria is on the verge of collaborating with Cameroon to jointly own 2 heritage sites.
To be enlisted in the World United Nations Sports Organization, intangible list. So you can see it's not very usual for 2 countries to agree on what we call transnational cultural expression, which is what we have done, because by this December, we are jointly presenting these 2 sites.
He said the present administration's desire to diversify the economy is responsible for the huge investment to improve on infrastructure, which some encourage spiritual tourism.
Tourism is about infrastructure, no doubt. But I think tourism today, especially cultural tourism, goes beyond just infrastructure. It also affects, I think, it also tests the ability of policymakers to look at how there can be some form of cohesiveness and collaboration even between neighboring states.
He added that a festival calendar is underway for the country to make busy festival managers that have been trained to manage festivals and, in line with this, an enabling environment for them to support and promote festivals and cultural tourism, with the ultimate goal of ensuring that local communities benefit from such events. In Kyoto, Japan, Anthony Forson, NTA.
On the way from culture to judiciary matters, the federal government says it is committed to respecting the sanctity of the rule of law, protecting the virtues of human rights, and ensuring speedy dispensation of justice. Lydia Odide Ochi has the rest of the package.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, stated this in Abuja. He said as part of deliberate efforts to probe emerging issues relating to the recent imbroglio regarding Omoyele Showere's case and for speedy dispensation of justice, the ministry has requested that the case file of the matter pending before the Federal High Court Abuja be forwarded to it. Malami also directed the immediate takeover of the prosecution of all charges in respect of Omoyele Showere by the Federal Ministry of Justice in line with the law of the land.
Still on judiciary matters, the judiciary would be better off in keeping its activities immune from being influenced by political or economic considerations as it strives to retain its independence. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed, affirms this while administering the oath of office on two heads of courts in Abuja. Olabode Arewa reports.
That was the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, administering the oath of office on Justice John Sowo as the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court and Justice Benedict Kanyip as the President of the National Industrial Courts. The two courts are of coordinate jurisdictions. The two men agreed in acting capacity before their substantive appointments. Putting the two heads of courts on judicial notice, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, urged them to shun the influence of fiduciary relationship in the performance of their duties.
Know your onions. Know the kind of people you move with. Know your principles.
What I want to say is to wish them very well and to also keep to their oath of office.
We must be encouraged to continue to support the judiciary. After God, the next level of authority is the judiciary.
While Justice Kanyip became a judge of the National Industrial Court in the year 2000, Justice John Sowo joined the Federal Court in 1998. The two heads of courts will preside over the various divisions of their courts across the country. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Away from judiciary, the major players in the banking sector have been challenged to make their impact count towards making life meaningful for people living in the rural communities. The Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele stated this during the 11th Annual Bankers Committee retreat in Ogiri, Ogun State. Lukman Adefeso's report is presented in this package.
Statistics reveal that about 65% of the Nigerian population are living in the rural areas. Experts believe that for the economic growth plans of government to translate to national development, it must reflect on these categories of people. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, who also doubled as the chairman of the Bankers Committee, says the banking industry has pivotal roles to play not just in the development of the economy, but towards ensuring that people at the grassroots were lifted out of poverty.
How do we make life meaningful? Because if we achieve growth in this area, which I have considered to be about 65% of our population, where our people reside, and we do everything possible, everything within our power that God has given to us, to make life meaningful for 65% of our population that reside in these rural communities. Not only that we are helping the country, but I must say that we are helping ourselves.
The Ogun State Governor, President Abeokuta, says the state government has introduced various initiatives in terms of policies to boost the local economy.
We are implementing an improved digital treasury management solution to block leakages, drive efficiency, and ensure transparency in the management of public funds. The same goes for other sectors of the state economy, such as education, health, security, and agriculture, amongst others. In agriculture, we are particularly grateful to the CBN for partnering with us on the Anchor Buyer scheme that has the potential of lifting a cumulative 1 million people out of poverty and targeted at producing 200,000 agripreneurs in the next 4 years in our state.
He held the Bankers Committee to deliberate on salient issues such as the need to stabilize the exchange rate and regular tax remittance, noting that the state has generated 75% of in the country in the past few years.
Moving on to education, Ogun State government has expressed readiness to address the infrastructure challenges at the Tai Solarin College of Education. The state governor, Prince Nta Abeokuta, gave the assurance at the combined convocation ceremony for 7,650 NCE graduates of the institution. Correspondent Lukman Adefeso's report is hereby presented.
As the fourth government-owned tertiary institution in the state, Tai Solarin College of Education relocated from Ijagun to Omu campus at the takeoff of Tai Solarin University of Education. Since then, the institution has not held any convocation ceremony as a result of a lingering crisis, but the immediate intervention of the present administration has led to the combined convocation ceremony between 2008 to 2018 academic years, which recorded 7,650 NCE graduates and 120 professional diploma in education. One of them, 27-year-old Okoyemi Wasiu, who emerged overall best graduating student from the Department of Arabic and Islamic Studies.
You can never imagine the excitement your presence here has created. We want to thank you for visiting the college. We want to thank you for returning peace to State. We are grateful for you. We are grateful to you for giving us a government council and for setting Ogun State on the path of progress and development.
The state governor, President Nta Abeokuta, admonished the graduates to use their acquired skill to become employers of labor and contribute to the development of not only the state but the nation.
Today means a lot to all of us, and particularly for me. Coming to the college as a visitor for the first time, to hold not just a convocation ceremony, but to actually hold a combined convocation, which the college has missed for 11 years. Let me say that education will remain on the front burner of Ogun State in our policies and programs.
Chairman Governing Council Adeyemi Adefulu and Director of the institution, Dr. Adiola Kiadeshe, appreciated the governor for resolving the internet crisis that rocked school over the years and urged him to pay the backlogs of salary and arrears.
For those relevant achievements, we are also looking forward to the future with hope and confidence that university will be restored permanently.